This is Alan Roebke. This is some of our board members. We got a few board members that are actually connected too from our office in Brainerd as well.
Wonderful. I apologize for being late. Like I said, I went online and you said the meeting was at 4 and I was thinking it was at 5. But for whatever reason, where I went online, it still showed you guys downtown. So I made the wrong turn and had to stop a couple times. But glad to be here.
Have a seat down there.
Okay.
The folks down in Brainerd can probably see you.
Okay, sure. That sounds good. I'm just making a short presentation. Don't want to interrupt your meeting, but I want to be on the Minnesota channel. And there's so many things going on in the state of affairs, whether it's Minnesota National, the shutdown in Washington. I'm an old guy. I've been there, done it. I've been on 6 continents. I sold Tip O'Neill sugar policy, the only farm policy that stood the time without subsidies. And I see my world of not facing some realities, and the only ones that can talk are an organization of CBS or NBC or public TV. And I proved years ago that I did a radio program called Ag Analysis. Southern Minnesota got around the country somewhat, and just talking numbers and reality with common people. And they're not looking for the King's English, they're looking for some hard data and information, and that's what Informed TV is all about. I was on Alexandria there for over 3 years, and everybody said you dig into everything, we like it. Why don't you look at our own organization, Selective TV, a nonprofit, and as soon as I wanted to do that, they pulled me off the air. And I want to show people what's going on with this repack of channels, and is this repack of channels benefiting the public? I would say absolutely not. But it's done, so let's make sure that what the repack final outcome is here to benefit the public. And I'm not here to influence, or I am here to influence, I should say, to anything in society that I, as a Christian first, can benefit my fellow man for. But at the same time, I'm not here to become a PBS celebrity or a PBS board member, whether it's here or Granite Falls or Austin or North Dakota. I'm just here to be an independent broadcaster, and because I know I'll get an audience, and I know I can show people things they need to see and hear. And so with that said, if you guys got any little quick questions, what I'm looking for is for you guys to tell the guys in Minneapolis that let's do a guest series for 10 weeks. And let this guy do 2 half-hour programs a week, and it covers all of Minnesota, all of North Dakota. Does South Dakota get the Minnesota Channel too, or just North Dakota and Minnesota?
There may be a few communities around the border, but I don't think it's throughout the state.
But it goes all over North Dakota.
Yep.
And I've got a transmitting equipment sitting on the public TV tower in North Dakota. I want to light that. And I tested it for 45 days, and buying it from a speculator, all these TV channels, the public has a right to see how this so-called low power and selling TV channels really played out. It was a friend of Congress. The guys in New York, Florida, and Texas ended up with the most of them. A lot of religious preachers become multimillionaires over it. And so there's just a whole list of topics that I want to cover. I'll do it in my 10-week series, and twice a week, and I want to run a couple times in 3-4 times in 24 hours, so the public gets a chance to see that. And hopefully when it's done, I'm on my own towers, leaving you people alone, or maybe using you folks as some distribution, or like I've got my equipment just sitting there idle in North Dakota that covers the valley, and I can cover that, and I know how to get on the air cheap, and I've proven it. And so that's all I'm here today. You got an audit report, and respect all that. But I want you to think about it a little bit and put in a plug that, hey, Minnesota Public TV as an association, maybe we should think out of the box. You've got your beautiful new facility here. Les and John got their beautiful facility in Granite Falls. And now let's look at the Minnesota channel, at least some of the content each week from people of substance like myself that I took on the world and lost big time, and let somebody besides the so-called professional journalists tell society what's going on. And I'll close with this. We're $22 trillion in debt right now, and at the same time we've got a government shutdown that runs a $4 trillion budget now, going to have a $1 trillion deficit this year, and they've stopped government in its tracks on a lousy a $6 billion wall, fence, whatever you call it. And I was in China the day after normalization. I saw the purpose of a wall, and I believe in sovereign nations. And so that's kind of my plug for you today. I'll get out of your meeting, and if you want me to ask me a quick question, you can, but put in a plug to try something new on the Minnesota channel. I'll put 2 half-hour programs together per week, and like I said, let them go 4 times in 24 hours, and I know I'll have an audience, and they'll be happy with public TV and think, wow, now we're getting our money's worth out of public TV. So thank you much. If you have any questions, I can throw a quick question, but you got an important meeting going on. And like I said, I apologize for being late to get here in time, but I made the wrong turn because of what a map said. So appreciate your time.
Any questions? Anyone? Brainerd folks?
Sounds good.